and my name is Michel Desmarquez. I was sleeping very quietly in my little hobby farm over there in North Queensland when suddenly I wake and I was thinking it was the morning, you know, ready to go, fresh, like you had a good night's sleep. Then I went to the kitchen, and in the kitchen I became like a zombie in my own house, like if I was hypnotized. Then I wrote a note to my wife, darling, I will be away for 10 days. Oh, why did I do that? It was like two Michel, one watching the other doing that. I put the note under the telephone. I turned around, I went under the veranda and down the stairs, and at the same time I call it backyard. It's not backyard, it's sort of bushy stuff behind the house because I live next to the rainforest. And I continued to walk. When suddenly under my feet, the ground became bluish, reddish, everything distorted. At the light of the star, I could see the house distorted, and a tree next to me started to distort it. And at that precise moment, I've been lifted from the ground and passed on another dimension. So what's happened when suddenly I appear, as I say, in front of a huge human being, 10 feet high, who look at me with a smile, a transparent helmet, and say, oh, everything will be all right, Michel, in French, which is my own language. I say, you must be joking, I'm dreaming, because we are in Australia, first of all, why do you speak to French to me? And she say, I say, we speak English here, and she says, so do I in English. So I say, that's it. It's a dream. I'm going to fall upon a carpet. I'm dreaming. I'm in my bed. And she said, no, 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 no. You are not dreaming. We don't want you to think you are dreaming at all. We came to pick you up physically and to make you doing a trip which nobody ever done, at least on this century, on this planet. Now, what's happened? I was in a different universe. I saw people passing a bit further in last century costume. And I say, who are those people? And she said, we are in a parallel universe to Earth. Here the time stopped. Those people are there for hundreds of years. If you stay here 200 years, you can go out, example, and look exactly the same age. 200 years later. I didn't understand correctly at that time. The parallel universe is a sort of curse all around the planet. Now I'm going to explain to you something. Around the planet you have a parallel universe turning around, and that parallel universe, if you remember the Bermuda Triangle, by the way, is a place where people say plane disappear, ship disappear, people disappear, objects disappear, birds disappear. So many people say, oh yes, yes, it is the UFO. It is what they call a flying saucer, picking people and kidnapping them. It is not. It could, because it is UFO, which are different of my aliens, but it is not that. Some other people say, oh yes, it is simply the parallel universe is flipping like a sheet of nylon in a wind, and same time touching our universe more often on the place of that Bermuda Triangle, that place in Atlantic. It is a very well-known place. So each time if the parallel universe touches that place, it's at the same moment a ship, a plane, a human being passed, disappear and trap in a parallel universe. The parallel universe is a different dimension of our dimension. So when you go there, also you are trapped, as I say already a few times. And as I talked to Tao, it's a curse, difficult. Some people came out of it by accident also as they went on, and they are fortunate. Some became amnesia, they don't remember what's happened. Others came also out and they don't want to talk about it. Now, At that moment, Tao told me that, and she said, we are going to take you for a trip, as I said before. And she said, you are going to witness what we are going to show you with your physical body and report it in a book. I say, you must be joking, because I'm a gardener. I'm not a writer. Why don't you take a writer or a journalist? We need you to report word for word what you are going to witness, and to put the information in a book, and we'll help you to do that. She didn't tell me at that moment why they choose me. We are going to talk about astral body, astral travel, space travel, stars, Big Bang, and so on and so on. Thousands of books have been written on that. I am sorry, but all those books are theory, which is very good, like the theory also of Darwin's theory. You have a lot of theory, plenty theory. It's all theories. But I am here not to tell you theories, not to tell you my opinion, what I think of it, what I think that we can talk philosophically after the lecture. But I am here to tell you the truth. And for those who read my book, and so everything what is in, from the beginning to the end, I know some people have been hurt because things they thought, oh my God, I don't like to hear that. So after that, now we are going to continue the lecture. Okay, the abduction by itself, I know certain of you wanted to know how that did happen. Now we are in a parallel universe, we are walking there, and we are going to an absolutely round spacecraft waiting for us there and shimmering, about levitating about 10 meters over the ground, their ground, that parallel universe ground. And we went there, and then at that time I have to tell you, I've been scared, because I say, that's it, it's no more a dream, because I pinch myself, I say, oh, I'm not dreaming. She laughed at me, she said, yeah, you're not dreaming. We don't want you to think you're dreaming. So I knew I was not dreaming anymore. Even she could read my mind like an open book. When I was thinking I was not going to see my family again, she just turned and said, no, you'll see your family very soon, Michel. How could she doing that? Because she was absolutely mind reader. When I say she, it is because Tao, that extraterrestrial, looks exactly like a beautiful woman. And very, very smiley, yeah, 10 feet high, 10 feet high. On their planet, the gravity is not like here, okay? Over there I was 45 kilo instead of 70. So everything there is gigantic, okay? Like I said to her, if you read the book, why are you that size, you know, normal size, I say. She said, no, it is a normal size for us, not for you, but well. Anyway, so that person, I say she, because she looks like a woman. Now, to be easier for the lecture, her name is Tao, T-H-A-O, Tao. That's her name. You can pronounce whatever you want, but I pronounce it Tao. And she was my mentor from the beginning to the 9th day to the end of the 9th day. And you are going to ask me that later, so I tell you now. And she contacted me 2 more times, but only in astral and telepathically, since that's happened. Okay. Now we are board on that spacecraft, which was no porthole, no hold, no LiDAR, no little green man, I'm sorry for the science fiction people, but no LiDAR, and we levitate. She had this sort of apparatus, and she said, never touch me for a few seconds. She was very serious about it. I didn't understand why, it was maybe dangerous. And we simply levitate, and when I really thought I was going to bump in a spacecraft, a sort of piston went inside, and we land on a platform inside the spacecraft. And then I had a big problem with my eyes because the colors inside were very, very strong, and I had to wear a mask, and she was telling me they were destroying my dangerous bacteria inside me, who was dangerous for them. In a calf, they were destroying it, cleaning me by the vibration, because for them they explain when it's a color is a vibration. And by vibration, you've got somebody behind you. And the colors are vibration. And the vibrations do a lot of things. Vibration can heal you and even kill you. But that is another story later. Now, we went to the planet named Tiaoba. Now, the physicist explained to us is the galaxy and the universe so big, stars and planets are light years from us. So how Michel Desmarquet can go in 9 days and 8 nights at the other side of the galaxy at billions and billions of kilometers away and came back in such time, even at the speed of light. Okay, those people simply know how to transubstantiate. Maybe you never heard of the name. Don't worry, because I talked to scientists on that planet, they're very interested on me. So you have transubstantiation, which is not transformation. Everybody knows transformation. Which means substance. Transubstantiation. I explained to you, it's very simple. That table, the building, has vibrate at the speed of light. If you have the technology to accelerate the vibration of this table or this bottle, whatever you want, take the table. You have the technology, take the board of accelerate the vibration. The board is going to disappear in front of you. That invisibility. Now, at that moment only, if you also have the technology, you can, when the board is invisible, transport that board on a moon, example. Just like that. Over there, you slow down the process and the board reappears on the moon. That is transubstantiation. Believe me, those people do that with the entire spacecraft. We were 13 people aboard, 12 astronomers, if you want to call them astronomers, inside the spacecraft. So they do that on the middle of space and reappear at the other end of the galaxy or wherever they want to reappear. But they really slow down the process there. So finally, to tell you, if we talk about our time here on the planet, I spend about 16 of our time, our hours, in a spacecraft to go and to come back. 16 hours. Now when we arrive, and finally we arrive at what I wanted to call Golden Planet, because I saw on a panel, it was all television panel, there's no porthole there, and we can see, and we saw a planet coming, which was their planet named Tiaoba. Now, it's a sort of golden mist around the planet, like you call the Blue Mountain here because you got a bluish mist, but that it was a golden mist. It's beautiful. Then we arrived there, I saw that, so finally we saw Zoom and we saw oceans, islands, like you when you came with a plane on a planet, but very, very, very luminous. Then finally, steady, we land, and on the panel, I've been very, very, very surprised that I saw half egg on the ground like that. I said, what is that? You've got eggs, you don't have building on that planet. She said, it is our building. They are docos, phonetically what they call them, doco. And she said, no, Michel, they're not eggs, they are our building, they are force field. We build a force field, and we use it as a building for anything, the sun, the rain, the wind.